Well, this whole next generation network philosophy starts with high-powered networks that segment transport connectivity type services from what we call web services. And that break between the connection and transport of packets, so to speak, with quality, speed, and everything wrapped up in it, and security, and the actual service the end user uses, like a voice call or a video service or a search service or any of the vast array of services that are available in the web services sector and evolving over time. That pulling apart of those two is the core of next generation network philosophy. So around the world, people know they need better, ubiquitous digital connectivity.
As we approach the 5th anniversary of SuperNet being operational in Alberta, it's a good time to review how successful it's actually been in fulfilling the original mandate that was set for SuperNet. It's been successful in delivering government services. There's numerous success stories in an accelerating pace in terms of schools, in terms of hospitals, in terms of museums. So we've really been helpful in government effectively delivering services. Our customers are doing well with their businesses, and the communities that they serve are doing well in terms of the economics of their community being helped. I think the SuperNet being in place puts Alberta at a huge advantage over other places in the world. Full gamut of our life as Albertans, whatever community we live in, the SuperNet can be part of it.
In France, we deal with service providers who themselves deal with the end user. We have end users who are local governments, we have end users who are small businesses, we have end users who are very large corporations. In France, there's a lot of emphasis on broadband from the national government or the federal government and the local government. So it's very important to deploy the infrastructure that will support the new services. In France, we've had success in new applications in the hospital sector. We are connecting hospitals to clinics and radiologists to exchange data and to provide either the patient's information or to provide the radios or the scanners data directly to the hospital without having to transfer CDs or printouts. And it's quite successful, and there are more and more applications, more and more usage of that type of applications.
The IDA in Singapore has they call it the IN 2015 Master Plan. The plan is to have a fiber optic connection to every resident, non-residential premises, businesses, and even places like telephone poles and bus stops will have fiber optic connections throughout the country of Singapore. Axia led the consortium that won the installation of the fiber throughout Singapore. So we are a 30% shareholder in the entity called OpenNet that is going to be installing the fiber to every resident and business in Singapore. The government in Singapore is really working hard to make Singapore the center of the information age.
The government's taken a bold and progressive stance with regards to next generation networks. They made the statement from the Prime Minister and the 4 of his members of cabinet saying that these next generation networks, and specifically fibre to the home networks, are extremely important for all of Australia, for the growth and development of Australia on the world stage. Breaks down into what is the best approach to actually roll the project out or roll a network out of this type. And we would say that taking a state-based approach is an appropriate way to break that down. One of our visions is to perhaps engage with one of the states and work on behalf and in conjunction with the state in order to roll the NBN out in that state. So there's a couple of different ways that Axia can end up involved in the the build out of the NBN in Australia, and over the coming months we'll explore that further and try and nail it down.
Newfoundland and Labrador's broadband initiative will entail connecting about 1,000 points throughout the province, both Newfoundland and Labrador. The objective is to accomplish in Newfoundland a lot of what's already been accomplished in Alberta, which Axia has proven it can handle. Negotiations started in September. They're moving forward towards a year-end review point. We hope that the government will continue on a track of actually starting to build come April 1st of next year. The infrastructure that we bring to Newfoundland and our business acumen and experience we bring to Newfoundland will help be an important cog in Newfoundland's overall economic development strategies and initiatives.
It's a very good sign for Axia that the combination of the Alberta experience, the French experience and the Asian experience is also becoming something that a lot of European countries are looking at as something that they could do with us.
Everywhere that Axia goes, as we work through a process, we're able to demonstrate that we have the understanding, a business model, the experience to implement these next generation networks.
Axia's ongoing business success in a very tough economic climate will ensure maximum opportunities are realized for our shareholders, not only in the near future, but well into the future.
The policy thinkers that are on the ball from a end user, lasting, sustainable point of view would see this is the right value proposition. It's a challenge for the incumbent, but it's the right value proposition for the economy, the end users, and the public policy requirements to get it to happen.
Axia's Next Generation Networks, transforming the way we live, work, and play.